It's like I'm flying to heaven. Very, very, very happy. I want to hug my family because without them, I don't know how I can survive in prison.
Were you expecting this today?
Yes, because I put out my faith in my lawyers. Hey, we're going out to celebrate.
Judgment was made.
Maria Exposto's first taste of freedom in 5 years began in the spotlight, with media clamouring to ask how a Sydney housewife became a drug mule on death row.
Can you imagine? Your mom's here. Can you believe it?
I always had faith that you were all around there, so...
I don't want to go home. Yeah.
A Sydney woman has been charged with drug trafficking after appearing before a Malaysian court.
Maria, do you maintain your innocence?
The 51-year-old faces the death penalty if she's found guilty.
In 2014, Maria Exposto was caught at Kuala Lumpur Airport on her way from China to Australia with a bag containing more than 1 kilo of crystal methamphetamine. She'd been lured there by an international drug syndicate. The journey began as a modern-day love story.
Can you take me back to where this all began? When and how did the scam begin?
He said he's a Daniel Smith, he's a Captain Daniel Smith. From the army, he asked me if I have any friends from the army. I said no. I said, you're the first one to contact me. And then we start chatting, and then he asked me to go to email, voice message, and then I download, and I went, and then he wants me to go to Yahoo.
Who was Captain Daniel Smith?
I
What was his
don't know.
story?
He told me that he's in Afghanistan, Kabul, that he's working there as a captain. And then, but when I asked him to video call, he said his camera doesn't work.
How often were you in contact?
Every day, 4 or 5 times a day. He even sang to me. After 4 months, they fell in love with each other.
In retrospect, why do you think you believed him?
At the beginning, I do believe because he said he have a son very sick, and I'm in love with the kids. I said every time I send $5,000, American, not Australian.
By the time you sent him all that money, I think it was at least $18,000 according to your court documents. How much did you have left for yourself?
Nothing. I even borrowed for my son.
Once the scammers had all Maria's savings, Captain Smith convinced her to fly to Shanghai to sign his retirement papers so they could marry. It was there a supposed army friend asked for one final favour.
And who did this man say he was?
He was working with Captain Daniel Smith.
And when he came and introduced himself to you, did you have any doubts?
No.
What happened when you arrived at the airport?
He gave me a backpack. It's a laptop backpack. But I didn't know that he planted drugs inside and his bag.
During her stopover in Malaysia, Maria mistakenly followed exiting passengers, volunteered her bag to customs and was arrested.
I'm happy now that I'm free.
At first, she was acquitted, but an appeal ordered by Malaysia's Attorney General had a devastating result.
Today's appeal court decision has been utterly shocking to Maria Exposto, her family and her legal team. And the appeals court judges said they had no alternative but to order that she be hanged.
High-profile husband-wife legal team Shafi Abdallah and Australian Tanya Shavetti were enlisted by the Australian High Commission to represent Maria.
Ever since we got the brief from her, we realized that her story has been consistent. And we concluded, after serious consideration, that she is one of the rare, true innocent carriers.
Despite the fact that drugs were bound for criminal operatives in Australia, no police have ever interviewed Maria.
it would have been great that when the Australian authorities got to know of Maria's plight, if they had dispatched one officer to interview her in Kajang prison, that would have achieved two purposes. One is it would have supported Maria's case in Malaysia. Secondly, it would be a way forward to open up an investigation in relation to the scammers worldwide.
Here comes the win again. Oh, today the win. Over 200.
Hugo said she's innocent.
You're kidding?
No, she's innocent.
Yesterday at Maria's sister Rosa's home in Sydney, the family's ordeal ended in immense relief.
Thank you, God.
I feel sorry for her because, she stayed there for 5 years suffering in that jail, I will hug her and will kiss her. Yeah.
Your auntie's back, huh? Auntie Bella's back. She's at home.
Airport in 2014 for carrying more than a kilogram of the...
What would you like to say to the criminals responsible for landing you in jail in Malaysia?
Love your enemy as your own, as yourself. I forgive them, but I cannot forget what they did to me.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.